Hello students, how you all doing? I hope you're doing well. All right. So as you know that I've started the second book with you people and the first chapter I'm about to complete. So in this chapter we are basically understanding about India's past, India's trouble or India's problems that India faced after independence pertaining to partition and then consequences of the partition and what actually happened to the public, what actually happened to the leaders, what actually happened in the country, in the state, in the territory, India. All right, so I have discussed about partition and then I have covered the princely states. What about the princely states? The states that was under the king. And how many princely states were there? 565 princely states were there. And integration or making them a part of India, not all the princely states, it was difficult. But some of the princely states were having problems while integrating with India, like Hyderabad, Kashmir, Manipur, Junagadh. So these were the princely states that were actually, resisting, not the princely state, but the leaders of these princely states. If you talk about Hyderabad, it was one of the largest princely state then. So the Hyderabad we are talking about in this chapter comprised today's Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. So it was a huge territory. And who was the leader of this Hyderabad? It was Nizam. Okay, Nizam is the title of that particular king who used to rule Hyderabad. Okay, and what he wanted that independent status for Hyderabad. We don't want to join India. We want an independent country for Hyderabad. All right, but as you know, our leader Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, he was very determined to bring all the princely states into the Union of India, because you know that if you see the map of India, then if you locate Hyderabad, it is middle, it is in the middle, the landmass. And how can you just keep a country in middle? It was not possible, no, but we have to, any by crook or hook or crook, we have to make every part of the Indian landmass a territory of India. So this was the challenge before the leaders, how to bring this territory which is so reluctant to join India. So this was a challenge for him. And when he actually started negotiating or had a talk with the leader, he had kept the agreement on standstill. Okay, the agreement was not moving. So for 1 year, the agreement or the proposal was not moving. Okay, and the negotiations were going on. All right, but a main thing about Hyderabad was the people were not happy with the Nizam's rule. Okay, the peasantry in Telangana were actually were not happy with his oppressive, meaning his policies were oppressive or discriminatory to the people. Okay, and people were actually protesting for the freedom of the country. Okay, and the communist and the Hyderabad Congress were also in the forefront of the movement. Actually, they were protesting that we want freedom from you. And here you have to mention about the Razakars. Okay, there was a paramilitary force of Nizam that was unleashed, all right, unleashed against the people. Okay, there were atrocities, people were killed, women were raped, looted. Okay, and they were also particularly they were focusing on Hindus or the non-Muslims. All right, and what happened in September 1948? Amidst all the problems, government has to intervene to tackle all these problems. Okay, government couldn't see the problems or the uh, because everything was going against the citizens. Okay, and people were not happy. So government had to intervene in order to liberate them. Okay, and Indian army, in order to control the Nizam forces, they intervened, and after a few days of fighting, the Nizam surrendered, and this led to the Hyderabad's accession, meaning Hyderabad became the part of India. Okay, and next is Manipur, one of the northeastern state of India. How Manipur became a part of India. If you see that Manipur was also a princely state, and it was under the Maharaja Bodha Chandra Singh. Okay, but he also signed the instrument of accession. Okay, and he agreed to give all the external affairs, defense, communication to government of India, and all the internal matters to be looked by him. So this was under his instrument, like a accessions agreement. If we are agreeing to be a part of India, then the Indian leaders or the Indian um, leaders, they will handle foreign affairs of Manipur, defense affairs, and the communication will be handled by you. Okay, all the international agreements will be handled by the government, but I will still have the internal autonomy over Manipur. All right, and after some times, under the pressure of people, he was forced to, held elections in Manipur. And Manipur is one of the first state of India to hold elections on the basis of universal adult franchise. All right, and universal adult franchise meaning that every adult, irrespective of your gender, irrespective of your caste, color, every adult must have right to vote. Okay, and Manipur was the first state to do it. And the Legislative Assembly of Manipur also had sharp differences, all right, on the question of merger. Some of them were not agreeing. While the state Congress wanted the merger, other parties were also opposed to it. All right, the government of India succeeded in pressurizing the Maharaja uh, because he was also like people wanted democracy. That is why government of India was also successful. Okay, and the instrument of accession was signed in September 1948. Okay, consulting the popularly elected Legislative Assembly of Manipur, and this caused a lot of anger and resentment, but still the repercussions, which we can see till today. Okay, still it became a part of India, and it is one of the important part of India. All right, so this much for the video, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you.